Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Other half up in this piece in the form of their comfort hops. Yeah, this is a double dry hopped Imperial IPA. It is coming in at a 8.5% alcohol by volume, as they're wont to do. On the side here, they write an Imperial Hazy IPA brewed with hand-selected blend of hops giving notes of lychee, sweet orange, mango, and passion fruit. Mosaic, Citra, and Galaxy in this. Wow, not some weird new school, ultra new school hop. Label-wise, I dig it because guess what? It looks like Waffle House. And who doesn't love Waffle House? So yeah, we'll see what this sucker shows and proves. I've said it in previous reviews, and I'll say it on this one. I think other half is probably the kind of King F of F Mountain, King S of F Mountain, when it comes to shelfy hazies. I know not everybody out there in the States and whatever can get them, but as far as like the tri-state area, I think New York, New Jersey, PA, I think they're pretty well represented off a shelf, so that's pretty awesome. So like I said, label-wise, we can get down on it. Beer-wise, looks the part of a nice turbid hazy, maybe a skosh darker than what I want it to be, but I think we're just kind of picking nits at that point. That's kind of close, as far as what I can see in my camera, close to accurate representation of its actual coloration. That kind of peach juicy turbid with a little dense kind of core to it kind of vibe. Pinky finger, white as white. Actually just a skosh off white kind of head to it, kind of give it a twirl, comes back with a vengeance. See if we can get a nose. Not a huge nose on this, to be honest with you, but a really, really pleasant nose on it. It comes off almost like one of their dream kind of beers because it has this soft, like, oaty lactose thing going on. Nothing over the top, not even close to, like, milkshake level stuff. But there's a soft, oaty kind of characteristic to it. And this really kind of ripened tropical fruit, not overly sweet. We're not getting into the star fruit kind of kiwi level here. This is very much kind of like a mango papaya kind of thing. They talk about this lychee, they talk about these tropical fruits on here, so it kind of makes sense. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of peach and citrus from these hops to begin with, but definitely leading in the clubhouse here is that just nice kind of rich, not over sweetened, but very ripened kind of tropical fruitiness. Nothing as far as a precursor to a big kind of green component to it. But it smells really nice. It's weird because it's like 8.5%. It's not a punch to the face, but there's something about it. There's something. I'm curious to see where this comes off taste-wise because I think there's something in here that can be unique in a very, very fun way. It's a month old, and actually it comes from Brooklyn. So there, it says BK in the bottom. We're going to dive in. Cheers, y'all. I like that. It's not like, otherworldly stuff. It's not rewriting the Hazy book for me. As the double IPA goes, even from other half, we're just kind of compartmentalize this and kind of Mount Rushmore to other half double IPAs. It's not on there. Just because I think they make some really stellar ones, but I really like what I'm getting here. It is that tempered kind of tropical fruit leaning into that kind of papaya mango kind of thing going on here. I should probably say more guava, but it's not overly sweet. It's not overly, like, it's weird because I want to use the word aggressive here, but 8.5% should be an aggressive beer. There's something about this that just I dig. It's almost like I should be like, I want a little bit more, 8.5%. But it's not overly sweet. It's giving me a decent fruit punch here. Getting a soft utilitarian bittering to it and a really silky, nice kind of mouthfeel. Done and done. Like I said, really not going to rewrite any kind of books with this beer, but at the same time, hard pressed to not like it. It's kind of like one of those things, and it's almost other half to a T. Better way to phrase that. Other half to a floor. If you watch like NFL, NBA is a big one for the ceiling floor kind of thing on it. And basically, whenever you evaluate a prospect when it comes to sports, typically you talk about this is their floor. This is probably the worst they're ever going to be. And then, their ceiling is pretty aggressive. They can get up there. This is probably the floor for Other Half, and that kind of comes off as like a negative connotation. Like I'm saying, this is probably the worst beer they can make. What I'm trying to say is, if this is probably the least, stellar offering you can get from Other Half at a double IPA level, it's better than like 90%, 95% of most people's double IPAs. So it's not so much that the floor is a negative here. It's their, it's their ceiling so high, but their floor is also so very high with what they do and how they execute it. It really just comes off as a really tasty IPA. Again, like I said, not going to rewrite the book, not going to change my thought on a bunch of different things, but it's a really tasty beer. And that's a great thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I'm going to say other than I dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's tasty. And honestly, like I said at the get, Other Half, their availability off the shelf, their price point is usually typically good. I want to say I paid maybe exactly $20 for this. Double IPA, Other Half. It's kind of par for the course nowadays. Back in the day, it would cost you much, much more because, you drive to Brooklyn, blah, 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 or pay mewing fees, whatever. Not too shabby. And honestly, like I said, it'd be really hard pressed. It'd be really hard pressed to yank a $20 double IPA off a shelf, markedly better than this, outside of, little fun little gets here and there, on a consistent basis. That's really probably the focus. Probably the most important thing here is that the consistency in which they pump these out is amazing. And honestly, for those that don't live in the Northeast here and have that ease of get at a decent price point for Other Half, it's kind of like, a little spoil of riches kind of here, I guess, when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially off the shelf if you're not brewery hopping. So yeah, I dig it. I think it's tasty. Like I said, not rewriting the books here, but again, I'm not going to sit here and kind of get too up in arms about the price point or anything like that, and just say tasty stuff. Is it one of the better double IPAs I've had? As well, yes, Mount Rushmore status. It's off there just because there's some really stellar ones, but it's worthy. Value and availability, like I said, $20 off the shelf, and leave you with, if you're like, well, you like this, if you like Hazy double IPA, not overtly bittering one, you like to lean in that tropical area, you'll dig on this. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Down there if you want to talk about it, or more specifically talk about Other Half. If you've been to one of their 563,000 breweries. Joking. I think they have like 5 maybe, or 6. Most of them are in New York. You got DC and Philly. Actually, I believe Chicago now has one. So outside of that, then you have Brooklyn. There's a Finger Lakes one. There's a Rock one. There's a satellite location in Times Square. I may be missing one. So we're probably talking, give or take, about 8. Have you been to the breweries? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of good double haze right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, all.